Good morning, friends. Tell me, have you ever woken up feeling just as tired as when you went to bed, even after what you thought was a full night's sleep? Like your energy's already running on empty before the day even begins? You're not alone. So many of us over 60 find ourselves asking, why am I still so tired? Well, here's the good news. It might not be your age. It could be a few sneaky sleep habits that are quietly draining your energy. And the best part is, they're fixable. Today, we're going to uncover 4 common sleep mistakes that might be sabotaging your rest. And don't worry, this isn't about complicated routines or buying fancy gadgets. These are simple, practical changes you can start making tonight. Let's dive in, shall we? Let's start with the first mistake, ignoring your body's natural sleep schedule. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I've never been a clock watcher. And that's okay. Flexibility is one of the joys of retirement or a slower pace of life. But here's the thing. As we get older, our bodies crave consistency even more. Take my friend Betty, for example. She used to stay up late watching her favorite shows, sleeping until 10 a.m., and then wonder why she felt groggy all day. Sound familiar? When we shift our bedtime and wake-up time constantly, it confuses our internal clock, that little voice inside saying, hey, it's time to wind down, or time to rise and shine. So here's my challenge to you. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. Yes, even on weekends. Start with a 30-minute window if that feels easier. Within a week or 2, you might notice your body naturally feeling sleepy at bedtime and more alert in the mornings. It's like training a muscle. It gets stronger with practice. Now, let's talk about mistake number 2. Sipping caffeine or alcohol too close to bedtime. Oh, I can hear some of you groaning already. Trust me, I get it. Nothing beats a cozy evening with a glass of wine or a cup of decaf, right? But here's the catch. Even small amounts of caffeine or alcohol can mess with your sleep quality more than you realize. Caffeine's effects can linger in your system for 6 to 8 hours. So that 3 p.m. cup of coffee, it might still be doing a tap dance in your bloodstream at 10 p.m. And alcohol, while it might help you fall asleep faster, it actually disrupts the deep, restorative stages of sleep. You end up waking up more often, even if you don't remember it. Now, I'm not saying you need to give up your afternoon tea or a nightly nightcap entirely, but try this. Cut off caffeine by noon and have that last glass of wine or beer at least 3 hours before bed. You might be surprised how much more refreshed you feel in the morning. These first 2 changes, keeping a consistent schedule and timing your drinks, can work wonders. But here's the thing, they're just the beginning. There are 2 more sleep thieves we need to talk about, and one of them might be hiding in plain sight in your bedroom. Let's keep going, because you deserve to wake up feeling ready to embrace the day, not dread it. Let's talk about that sneaky sleep thief hiding in your bedroom, because where you sleep matters just as much as how you sleep. Mistake number 3, overlooking your sleep environment. Now, I'm not suggesting you need a luxury hotel suite, but small tweaks here can make a world of difference. Take my neighbor Harold. For years, he slept on the same lumpy mattress he'd had since the 90s, convinced it was just fine. But after tossing and turning every night, he finally caved and bought a supportive mattress topper. Guess what? He started waking up without that stubborn ache in his back. Sometimes we don't realize how much discomfort we've been putting up with until it's gone. So let's play detective. First, check your mattress. If it's sagging or more than 7 years old, it might be time for an upgrade, or at least a topper. Next, look at your pillows. Are they propping your neck at a natural angle, or are they flattened like pancakes? And here's a big one, light. Even a glow from a digital clock or street lamp can trick your brain into thinking it's daytime. Try blackout curtains or a soft sleep mask. And if noise keeps you up, maybe a snoring partner or a busy street, a white noise machine or a simple fan can work miracles. Think of it as curating your own sleep sanctuary. Temperature matters too, friends. As we age, our bodies don't regulate heat as well. If you're waking up drenched in sweat or shivering, try lighter layers instead of one heavy blanket. Cotton or bamboo sheets breathe better than synthetic fabrics. And if night sweats are a regular battle, keep a cool cloth or a small fan nearby. It's all about creating conditions that whisper to your body, it's safe to rest now. Now, let's step out of the bedroom and into the daylight, literally. Mistake number 4 is one most of us don't connect to sleep at all, staying too still during the day. I know. Some days, the couch and a good book call your name. But here's the truth. Our bodies crave movement, even gentle movement, to sleep well at night. Think of it like this. When you're active during the day, you're giving your body a reason to need deep recovery. It's like charging a battery by using it. But when we're sedentary, that energy doesn't get spent, and we end up lying in bed with our minds racing. Now, I'm not talking about running marathons. Just 20 to 30 minutes of walking, gardening, or even chair yoga can signal to your body, hey, we're ready for solid rest tonight. My friend Rosa swears by her afternoon energy loop. Every day after lunch, she walks around her block twice, sometimes with a neighbor, sometimes with her grandkids on video call. Rain or shine, she says it's her secret to falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. And the best part, it's free. If mobility's a challenge, don't worry. Seated exercises count too. Try lifting your knees gently while sitting, rolling your shoulders, or doing arm circles. Even 5 minutes every hour helps. The key is to move in ways that feel good for you. No comparing yourself to anyone else. And here's a pro tip. Get that movement in earlier in the day. Exercising too close to bedtime can rev you up when you want to wind down. So there you have it. 2 more pieces of the puzzle. Fixing your sleep environment and staying gently active during the day. But here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to tackle all of this at once. Start with one change. Maybe dim the lights an hour before bed, or take a short walk tomorrow morning. Small steps add up. And if you're thinking, but what about those nights when I still can't drift off? Don't worry, there's a final piece to this puzzle. One that's all about what's happening here. Because sometimes the biggest sleep thief isn't in your room, it's in your mind. Let's talk about that last piece of the puzzle. The one that's trickier to spot, because it's not about what you do, but what you think. You see, even if you fixed your schedule, adjusted your environment, and moved your body, there's a quiet saboteur that can still creep in stress. Whether it's worrying about tomorrow, replaying yesterday, or just feeling overwhelmed by the world. A busy mind is like a neon sign flashing, no vacancy to sleep. Take my cousin Frank. For years, he'd lie awake at night, mentally writing grocery lists, fretting about his grandkids, or wondering if he'd left the stove on. Sound familiar? His body was exhausted, but his brain was stuck in overdrive. What helped him? 2 words: wind down rituals. Now, I'm not talking about complicated meditation routines, unless that's your thing. It's about creating a buffer zone between the busyness of the day and the peace of sleep. For Frank, it's jotting down his worries in a notebook and literally closing the book on them. For me, 10 minutes of slow, deep breathing while I listen to old jazz records. The goal is to signal to your brain, we're switching gears now. Try this tonight. Breathe like you're sipping tea. Slow, steady, and gentle. If your mind wanders to tomorrow's to-dos, that's okay. Just guide it back to your breath. And here's a little secret. You don't have to solve your worries before bed. Just acknowledge them. Say, I hear you, but we'll handle this tomorrow. It's like telling a fussy child, I'm here, but it's time to rest. Now let's tie this all together. We've covered 4 key sleep mistakes. Ignoring your natural rhythm, timing your drinks wrong, neglecting your sleep environment, and staying too still during the day. But here's the beautiful part. You don't need perfection. Miss your bedtime by an hour one night, had an extra latte at lunch. That's life. What matters is returning to these habits gently, like you'd steer a canoe back on course. And remember, sleep isn't just about feeling less tired. It's about giving your body the time it needs to repair, recharge, and ready you for the moments that matter. Whether that's chasing grandkids, tending your garden, or losing yourself in a great book, you deserve to wake up feeling like you again. So what's next? Pick one change that feels doable this week. Maybe it's swapping that evening coffee for herbal tea, or taking a 10-minute stroll after dinner. Small steps grow into big results, and I'd love to hear how it goes. Drop a comment below. Tell me what's worked for you, or what you're excited to try. Your stories inspire all of us. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We're here to help you thrive in this chapter of life, one simple, joyful step at a time. And before I go, here's my wish for you. May your nights be restful, your mornings be bright, and your days be filled with the energy to savor every precious moment. After all, age isn't about slowing down. It's about rising up, well rested and ready. Sweet dreams, friends. Until next time.